to be in system with their passing to be successful.
For A&M, we talked about Logan Lednicki. For the Tigers, it's Journey Robinson, the SEC leader with 5 kills per set, the 6'1" sophomore from South Carolina. Fantastic talent.
Yeah, and one of the premier players in the league without question, and she carries an incredible load. You know, we talked about A&M having balance and not just being a one-person show. The challenge for LSU is who is going to step up alongside Journey Robinson.
Bailey Ortega will serve to begin our match, the 5'9" graduate student. She's already picked up a degree in sports and rec management from Iowa, now in Baton Rouge. Aggies with the back set to lead things off. They'll slow that attempt down by Lednicki. Big overhand by Journey Robinson to start our match.
And LSU's going to use Robinson everywhere she is. Front row, back row. They'll move her inside. They don't let her be one-dimensional. She does a great job of elevating and actually is almost more versatile out of the back row with her shot selection.
Cross-court set. Lednicki puts it down. Left-handed smash here, and we're tied up at 1 apiece. She was the SEC Offensive Player of the Week last week, a 6'3" junior out of the Houston area.
And she's just gotten better and better. You know, physically, she had some challenges her first couple of years and has really matured, filled out, and is really playing well right now.
Ellie Stinson serves for the Aggies. Ortega cross-court. That one's blocked back. Ortega with the nice dig, but it'll be a point for the Aggies, 2 in a row.
Yeah, and blocking is the A&M forte. They are the best blocking team in the league, very disciplined. Take away your #1 shot most of the time. So LSU's going to have to be patient, and they're going to have to do a great job in coverage.
That one off the top of the net and knocked back down. The Aggies on a 3-0 run. Coach Jamie Morrison, last year, his first with the Aggies, a 16-12 record, and their first postseason appearance since 2019. Obviously, blocking is considered a premium for him in the way his staff works.
Yeah, there's no question, and they're just disciplined. You know, blocking is a lot about movement, but it's more about eye discipline and understanding and seeing what's in front of you, being patient and responding assertively to the set. And this A&M team does a great job of that.
Lednicki goes wide, and LSU sides out. Coming in is Allie Kirchhoff, number 3.
See, LSU used the 2 libero system. A&M only uses 1 on their side with Underwood staying in, but LSU kind of flips into a serve-receive passing libero and a defensive libero.
Service by Lainey Piles, who's had 3 great matches in a row. 2 of them she's attacked at over 400. Here's Robinson. Great dig out there by Ava Underwood. Whistles blow, and another point for the Aggies.
A net on Robinson.
Underwood will go back to serve, the team leader in digs with almost 3%, 157 on the year for Texas A&M.
Yeah, and Underwood's going to sit on Journey Robinson's cross-court swing. Robinson's going to have to be a little more versatile and show more range offensively to be effective.
Taylor Humphrey brings that one back up. Lednicki blocked at the net. Aggies can handle that. Pushed out of play, and a point for LSU. Humphrey goes wide.
And interesting, if you saw the official, he actually caught a lift on that ball, and that's a point they're trying to take that out of the game. They don't want you to throw. So it's an interesting call early in the match to kind of set the tone.
Freshman middle blocker Jessica Jones serving, and that one just misses a piece of the line. The freshman from Frisco with the service error. So back and forth we go, 5-3, advantage for Texas A&M. Service by Lednicki. 23 kills, 18 digs in the upset of top 25 Auburn earlier in the week. Boy, Robinson has such a heavy hand, they got just a piece of that to keep it alive. Tough to receive her. The set on the outside, blocked back.
And Humphrey went hunting for hands, waited to see where Demps was going to press over and tooled her off the outside.
Aggies with the early lead here, 6-3. Ortega through the middle, and a point for the Tigers. Angelina Lee, first time we've called her name tonight.
Yeah, Angie Lee has really, when she's good, she's really good. And the more focused and the earlier LSU can get her into the offense, the more successful and impactful she's been in matches.
Quick set through the middle. They make contact, but it comes down on their side.
Yeah, they ran right at Morgan Perkins, who's a very good blocking middle, but able to get it through. Then a service error from Demps.
Now Tatum Thomas, a junior out of Chandler, Arizona, will serve. She's a Grand Canyon University transfer. Got to be careful here. She's second in aces on the team with 13. Ortega, back set to Lee. Whistle blows, it's against LSU.
Yeah, Angie Lee, ball was tight, and she landed under the net, and also, I guess, was in the net. I'm not exactly sure what couldn't see the final call, but she was under.
Second serve by Thomas of Texas A&M. Robinson looking to put it down, and LSU will come away with the point. Another termination for her.
Yeah, and it's a nice high hands attack by Robinson. She's patient and goes high off of the outside hand of the middle blocker. That's a nice high swing by Robinson.
Journey, an all-SEC freshman selection, averaged 3.8 kills per set. Attack through the middle. Lee puts her hands up on it. Again, LSU standing tall at the net. Big overhand by Demps. That'll find the crowd. Point LSU.
Yeah, and that's Demps' patented shot. She loves that sharp angle, and when they stop her there, she goes high line, but this time from the deep off the court, back row, able to blow the defender up.
Oh, we have a fifth-year senior on the floor. She came to LSU after 3 years at Wisconsin. Great dig by LSU's Allie Kirkhoff to keep it alive. Tigers have run off 2 points in a row. A&M sides out, though. That'll be off the Tigers.
And just as we saw Robinson involved in the offense on the backcourt, Lednicki is going to be involved in the offense from the backcourt. It's a point of emphasis. That is a first choice for their setters, both sides.
Taylor Humphrey will serve, a 6'3" junior who transferred out of the Big Ten in Rutgers. Michigan native. Robinson from the attack line. That one's a little wide. Point, Texas A&M.
Yeah, and LSU trying to go after the middle blocker who is serving, make them play defense.
Ortega to Lee. Big overhand. Dug out by Lednicki. Emily Helmuth's first attempt finishes wide. Back in for the Tigers at middle blocker, Jessica Jones, the freshman from Frisco, Texas. Tigers with a chance to cut it to 2. Served by Kirkhoff, who's second in assists on the team with 46. That finishes long, and LSU draws closer.
Yeah, it's just a difficult setter-hitter connection. Setter was a little tight to the net. Maddie Walk not able to keep her off enough to give her room to bring that ball down into the court.
Kirkhoff with 6 aces on the season. Set at the net, put back by LSU. Another attempt by Helmuth, and the Tiger fans have something to cheer about there.
It's a really good job of Jones of stopping short and taking the cross-court angle. Didn't quite get all the way close to Ortega, but good choice for her. Good eye discipline in front of the hitter and dropped her hand.
He just hung there in the air, able to make the block. Tigers dig this one out and get it over. Helmuth pushes it to the back row. Robinson saves it. Ortega puts it over, and the Aggies come away with a point.
Nice defense by Robinson, rotating to the corner to give LSU a chance, but not able to convert.
Ortega to Lainey Piles, who misses the mark. Piles, a freshman out of Keller, Texas, in the Dallas area, goes 6'2".
Let's see where LSU tries to attack here. Lednicki, a very good blocker. Typically run into the middle of the court, away from the big right side blockers. And Piles just a little wide with that swing, trying to get that outside hand of the outside blocker and unable to keep it in the court.
Maddie Walk will serve, the 5'10" junior out of Katy, Texas, former LSU Tiger. On the slide, and Jones, this will be another point for A&M, their biggest lead of the match so far, up by 5.
Yeah, and a run of errors on the LSU side, and they're not completely unforced, but poor decisions on what shot to hit by the hitters, trying to do too much in the circumstance they're in.
Tigers content just to get that one over. Outside setup for Helmuth. Journey Robinson put some hot sauce on that one. A&M can recover. Helmuth, second attempt, and she'll put it down.
That's a great shot by Helmuth because it's in between the two defenders, left front and left back, forcing somebody to cut it off or make a decision, unable to come up with a positive touch on the LSU side.
Emily Helmuth, a 6'3" junior out of Dallas, Texas. She started her career at Pepperdine. And I'll tell you what, the culture change from Malibu to College Station, Texas, but she's done great. Big player for them, second on the team in kills early on in our first set. Maddie Walk with her third serve in a row. Ortega sets through the middle, and that one's blocked back against the Tigers.
Yeah, and Coach Johnson is talking to Bailey. They had 2 blockers up on that ball. That's a setter decision that should not be made. When you have 2 blockers on one attacker, there's somebody available, and unable to see that.
Ends up with a point for LSU. That one knocked across. But that earlier block, Afina Cazapalo, a 6'2" junior out of Flower Mound, Texas. What does it say about the SEC? Afina Cazapalo last year leads the league in blocks and doesn't even make the all-freshman team. This is a talented league.
And it's really deep, and it got deeper adding Oklahoma and Texas into the mix. Great talent in the SEC.
Kind of the birthday ball for LSU. Not able to pass and receive like they'd like. LSU takes advantage.
And a really, really smart play by Piles, not trying to do too much. Just take what's available, throw it down in the middle, and score the point.
Piles, the freshman out of Keller, Texas, draws LSU within 5. Ortega, who averages 10 assists per set, good for 6th in the SEC, will serve. Walk sets cross court to Lednicki. Tigers can handle the heat. Dimps comes away with the kill.
And you can see that LSU game plan is trying to tip over the top and kind of down the back of the blockers to take the block out of it, loosen them up, make them reach over, and open up some court for you.
Big service through the middle, and Cazapalo puts it away.
And that's a great setter decision by Maddie Walk. Gets into the middle. Cazapalo runs behind her. Walk able to find her, and that's an awfully difficult ball to defend. The opposing middle had to be super disciplined. Walk understanding that didn't happen on the LSU side.
Service error by A&M, point for the Tigers. Cazapalo's terminating at like 375. Give her all the options she can get because she is talented through the middle.
Yeah, she's doing a really nice job, and you know, they like that matchup. Again, they're not a one-person show. They're going to share the wealth and be balanced offensively.
Cazapalo, and it's in just before the back line. 2 terminations in a row. And
you see a different tempo. That was a higher ball in the middle rather than a quick ball. Gave her a little more time to pick her shot, and the right side blocker had time for LSU to step in, but it's a play they hadn't seen yet. They'll be prepared for it next time.
LSU brings in a freshman DS, Remy Nuss from Kansas. She gets the first dig. Dimps pushes it down the line. That one's slowed down at the net, but it goes out of bounds off LSU.
Yeah, and that's a veteran swing by Humphrey to go high hands and expect expand court off the end line.
See that one off LSU's front row. Tigers take a quick timeout. Incredible the crowd support that LSU has had in this building in 2024. We're looking at some of the record crowds all time for Coach Johnson. Over 3,800 people in the building for the match against Texas. It's just amazing to see the lower bowl field and all the Tiger fans coming out to support.
Now, what you see volleyball across the country growing by leaps and bounds, and the attendance, I think there are 3 schools in the SEC that have set records not only in their own arena, but for the highest attended collegiate match ever, regular season collegiate match ever held in their state. Georgia set it Friday night against South Carolina. Texas A&M set it against Texas earlier, and
wow.
LSU set it against Texas a few weeks ago. So, you know, you see it happening, and I have to say I credit John Cook at Nebraska. Last year, plays a match in the football stadium and has 74,000 plus that come to watch that. And I believe that launched volleyball into the limelight, and people became even more intrigued by not just the sport, but by the event and the show.
What a show when 3,885 Tiger fans packed the PMAC for that top 10 Texas match. Again, like Fran said, the largest crowd in the state of Louisville match. Glad it was at a purple and gold arena. Texas A&M trying to be the first to 20. They lead by 6. Ortega at the net. Jones gets it across.
Nice job by Ortega to make the save, but Jones needed to finish that. Texas A&M awfully good in transition, defense to offense. A little too fast for the LSU defense.
Lednicki with the kill. She's attacking at 3:33. That ball comes across on the dig. Lednicki, second attempt, takes advantage of the back row. Nuss can't dig it out.
Yeah, and out of system, having a left-handed attacker on the right side means we're out of system, but we have good offensive options with a right-handed person on the left side and a left-handed person on the right side. And we have a center line violation, I believe, by the setter. So a point for A&M.
Ortega had the set to Robinson, who put it down. I was wondering if her termination ended up a little wide, but it was a violation of the center line.
Yeah, I don't know if it was Jones that she called or if it was Ortega. Now, Ortega has a tendency to transition and stand really on the center line, and she steps over and interferes in any way. It's going to be called.
LSU has won 2 of their last 3 in SEC play with wins over Mississippi State and Oklahoma. Tigers fell to Ole Miss and Oxford 3-1. A victory for LSU this afternoon would make the Tigers 4-4 in league play, and it's a pretty tough league.
You know, the depth of this league, and you know, Garrett, we've talked to a lot of coaches so far in this league, and they talk about there is no easy match. Everybody can beat everybody else on any given night, and I know coaches and people say, oh yeah, but it's been demonstrated, and you know, there's some teams that people thought were going to be really, really good that, hey, there's some teams that weren't expected to be really, really good, and those teams are challenging everybody every single match. And it's exciting to see, you know, this young LSU team not picked in the top half, but they are showing that they can compete with anybody in this league, and that's a great sign for the future.
Texas A&M chosen 7th in the preseason by the coaches. LSU chosen 9th. I believe it's next year that Vanderbilt joins the party. They'll start a varsity volleyball program.
The number of years coaching in the SEC that we begged Vanderbilt to have a team as one of the long-standing SEC schools, and they're in. And we see Journey Robinson right out of the timeout not a question who that ball's going to go to. And she hits a really high, great elite level shot to the high corner. Instead of letting her ego get in the way, she hits behind the defense to the perimeter of the court. Awfully difficult to defend that.
Sophie Bonifay.
And Bonifay has been a spark coming in and serving in crucial times. That's one of the first balls that she's missed on her first serve, subbing in off the bench.
Looking at the SEC as a whole, 14 of 15 teams have a winning record, led by Texas. They're 4-0 in league play, ranked number 7 in the country. 9 teams in the top 50 of the NCAA's RPI.
Yeah, I mean, two things happened. The SEC scheduled correctly out of conference, right, to get the right RPI matches. And then that RPI is going to carry everybody through when they start beating each other. And so great job by the coaches of understanding how to impact things, and also a really good job of playing at a super high level.
Journey Robinson with the heat from the outside. That one goes a couple of rows back. Point for the Tigers.
And we haven't mentioned, but a new setter has come in on the A&M side. Margot Manning in for Maddie Walk. Looking for a little different tempo. This is not very efficient offensively for either side, so coaches looking to make some changes to see if they can get a rhythm with their offense.
How about an ace for Jade Demps? The Aggies 2 points away from taking set 1. LSU trying to pile up a couple of points to slow them down. Demps 4th in kills and 4th in digs for the Tigers. Manning sets this one to Humphrey. Humphrey's second attempt, back row. Brought back up by Nuss. They don't have an answer for that one. Robinson with another kill.
And again, Robinson going deeper into the cross court rather than sharp. Underwood, great scouting report. She's going to sit on that sharp angle because she knows that's her shot. But Robinson showing great maturity, going high to the corner.
Third service for Demps. Back set. Texas A&M now 1 point away from taking the first set. Tatum Thomas. LSU staves off the first set win by the Aggies.
And you see the benefit of Robinson hitting the last couple of balls to the corner. Underwood shades deeper into the corner, and then Robinson goes sharp. So a great job of a little cat and mouse between Robinson and Underwood to play defensively and what shots available offensively.
Service error for the Tigers, and LSU takes, A&M takes the first set by a score of 25-18. Both teams showing off the prolific outside hitters, but the Aggies get the first set win 25-18. Fran and I will step away. When we come back, second set action here from the Pete Maravich Assembly Center in Baton Rouge. This is the SEC on ESPN.
I'm sure are frustrating both sides. Let's see if they can clean this up in this set.
Maddie Walk will serve. Left-handed attempt. She has 9 assists to start after one set. Walk brings this one back. Aggies should be able to get it across. The set for the Tigers, and Piles tries to put away. Lednicki, who leads the Aggies with 5 assists, has that one dribble over her fingertips.
Yeah, and that's a setter-hitter connection. Walk went a little fast and flat for her on that ball, and you know, the timing is difficult. Timing is difficult, so just a misconnection.
Piles, who has hit 400 in 2 of her last 3 matches, will serve for the Tigers. Had a career-high 15 kills on Friday against OU. Attacking error by the Aggies, point LSU. They're up 2-0.
And Koskapala asking for a higher set. Felt like she was a little short-armed on that. Give her a little more room. But again, another true hitting error.
Piles, that had some zip on it. Brought back as one player runs into the stands.
Great save by Hellmuth.
Ortega's set is on the money. Another point for LSU.
And a great effort by Underwood, but just unable to get it. Super smart shot on the right side. Hellmuth made the save off the court and had to get all the way in front of Dimps to block. And the chaos over there, Dimps throws the ball right into the middle of the chaos.
Wow.
Really good execution.
Her third kill early in our match. Piles finishes a little wide of the line, and that'll be a point for the Aggies. In for Texas A&M, Ellie Stinson, a 5'2" senior out of Yorktown, Indiana. The former Northwestern Wildcat will serve. Stinson down the line. Ortega cross court to Robinson. Bounces off of her across the net. Point LSU. I don't know if that went off of LSU's hands or if it went top of the net and came back off of Lednicki.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how that went either, but fortunate for LSU.
Tigers freshman middle blocker Jessica Jones ready to serve. 5th on the team with 90 kills. Lednicki knocked back by Robinson out of bounds. So another kill for Lednicki, her 6th.
And I'm not sure this is by design, but the A&M offense, they're running super tight to the net. Lednicki unable to quite get her feet there under her to make a better play. Fortunate for A&M that Robinson threw that ball out of bounds.
Robinson smacks that one off of Morgan Perkins, out of bounds off the Aggies. Point LSU.
Yeah, and this is the matchup. Lednicki versus Robinson is the matchup that both coaches want. The bigger physical block against the more physical offense. So
nice job by Lednicki to keep that one close to the net. Comes down off the far line, and a point for Texas A&M.
Yeah, great sharp angle swing, 2-2.
Texas A&M 31-19 all time against LSU. Tigers have won 2 of the last 3, though. Aggies have a winning advantage in Baton Rouge. Another point for the Tigers as Robinson will score. Six times this year, Journey has had 20 or more kills. Every match, she's had double-digit terminations. Pretty impressive. Service error there, though, for the sophomore.
The unforced errors for LSU. They've got to clean this up to be able to stay tight. Whichever team can clean up their unforced errors will end up with the victory today.
Tatum Thomas serving out of Chandler, Arizona. She comes away with the ace. That one right over the tape.
Yeah, that's a tough ball. The middle blocker has to alert to that, but when she's going around for the slide, then the setter has to take that responsibility, and Ortega just not able to get back to it.
One ace apiece for these two teams. Tigers can't receive the way they want to. It ends up in a point for the Aggies.
Yeah, nice run by Maddie Walk going quick into the middle.
Thomas. Ortega leads Robinson past the attack line. Great dig by LSU's Kirchhoff. It'll end up in a point for the purple and gold.
Kirchhoff got leaning and had to fight her way back, but a gritty move to keep that ball in play, and LSU able to capitalize on it.
Kirchhoff getting considerable playing time as a true freshman in Baton Rouge. Lednicki winds up, and it's blocked back in her face. Wow, impressive stand by the Tigers.
Yeah, Laney Piles and Jess Jones, 2 freshmen combining to be in a great spot and over long and hard. Take away that shot. Lednicki swinging a little low.
Second ace of the match for LSU.
LSU going after Hellmuth here.
Kirchhoff authors her 7th ace of the season.
Yeah, Coach Morrison talked before the match about the passers that he has and the littles that come in, as we often call them in our sport, that don't play front row but are defensive specialists and beyond the libero, and really excited about what these guys bring in terms of ability to handle the first ball. And Thomas is vital to that. LSU not serving her on purpose. She's a very efficient passer.
Walk pushes it to the back corner. Savvy move by the junior. That'll cut the lead to 2. You talked about Coach Morrison of Texas A&M. He puts a premium on blocking. Last year, the Aggies finished 10th overall in the country with more than 2.7%.
Yeah, he has long physical players. Really emphasizes contesting everything at the net.
Hellmuth with the attacking error, point for the Tigers, and Ortega will serve now. The Iowa transfer with more than 2,000 career assists to her credit. That one slowed down and kept in the air by the Tigers. That finishes a little long off the hands of Morgan Perkins, and LSU's lead grows back to 4.
It's a nice fight. LSU really kind of turning the table and fighting hard on defense, not making as many unforced hitting errors, and gaining an advantage here, and certainly has the momentum at this point.
Walk with the back set. LSU doesn't make contact, and that one finishes long. LSU enjoys their biggest lead of the match. The Tigers up by 5, and that prompts a timeout by Texas A&M. Much better second set for LSU.
Yeah, and much more efficient. They're taking care of the ball better, better opportunities, and you know, A&M has had a multiple run of unforced hitting errors. The hitters just shows you how far this has come, and those that paved the way and paid it forward for all of us and all of these women to have the opportunity now.
Well, no NIL, no chartered flights, no nutritionists.
Hey, they were sleeping in the gym floor.
I'm sure.
And barely had enough transportation, had to drive their own cars, and there's so many stories that, you know, these young women have no idea what that was about, and they don't have to. I think all the people that did it long ago are happy to have done it, and thrilled to see the opportunity that these players now have.
These teams come out of the timeout and trade points. The Aggies first, now LSU on the attacking air. Coming in to serve will be Laney Piles.
And LSU's really seized the momentum in this and have cleaned up their side.
Piles into the top of the tape.
Yeah, LSU hitting .333 with no hitting errors, and on the other side, A&M hitting -214.
Whoa.
4 kills, 7 errors on 14 swings. So that's the story of set 2.
Service by Stinson. Brought back out by Lednicki finishes wide. She's arguing that a Tiger touched it, but the point goes to the purple and gold.
And she's not really sure about it, so they're not going to challenge. See the sub coming in, Sophie Bonifay. It's been a really good spark for LSU.
Bonifay ready to serve, a 5'7" freshman. Looks over at Coach Johnson and has her direction. Another opportunity for Lednicki. That's slowed down at the net, and LSU can handle it. Bonifay dumps it over. Blocked back into the face of Kazapala. Point LSU.
Angie Lee stayed home, great patience. Great eye work, read the setter, stayed loaded, and was up early and low. Nice job by Angie Lee to terminate and score the point for the Tigers.
Solo block for the sophomore out of Long Island, New York. Tigers up by 6, second set. That one goes over the hands for LSU's Remy Nuss.
And that's a nice shot, high deep off the end line. Nuss needed to be a little bit taller to make that play.
Aggies trying to inject themselves back into this second set. LSU in system to Robinson. That's a point for the Tigers. Aggies tried to bring it back, but Robinson tough to stop from the outside.
And Robinson really doing a nice job of being patient offensively. Not trying to do too much, not overplaying. Patient, goes high, attacks the block rather than trying to avoid the block, which would force a hitting error.
16 here early in the match. Lednicki terminates, goes in between two players on the back row.
I think that's one of the first times that walk has gotten Lednicki out to the pin with enough room to swing line. And that's going to open their offense if they can continue to get in that spot, because LSU block will have to adjust.
Ortega with the dump pass. Takes it over the net herself for the kill.
Yeah, and the ball's really tight. Not much else she could have done. Able to deflect it off of A&M and score the point.
Ortega now with 37 kills on the year. She's attacking at a .431 clip. Not bad for your setter. Robinson will serve. Her team up by 6, tied for the highest lead in the match. Big finish on the outside by Emily Hellmuth, the 6'3" junior from Dallas.
A&M climbing back towards a positive hitting percentage. 8 kills, 9 errors, 22 hit, 0.45. Better than they were, finding a little better rhythm. LSU still very efficient, hitting .429 and have 0 hitting errors in this set.
Journey Robinson with her 3rd kill of the set. Robinson elevates and finishes.
Yeah, and she hits in the seam. Again, we talked about it earlier between left front and left back. That one's a means in the defense.
Lednicki rears back, finishes long, attacking error.
And another true hitting error. Ball got out to her. She didn't quite get her feet to the ball to be able to keep that ball in the court. And we have a timeout for A&M.
So a couple of attacking errors for Lednicki, but obviously a talented player out of Sugar Land, Texas. Had a double-double with 23 kills, 18 digs against Auburn last Sunday. Also had 3 blocks and an ace. This is somebody who, when she suits up, she's good for about 15 kills per set, a talented player.
Yeah, there's no question. She's one of the best right sides in the league. And there's some really good players. And, she's carried a tremendous load, but The positive for A&M this year is they have some more help around her. Hellmuth is a really good ad. Humphrey is a really good ad. You know, they have some balance, and they don't have to rely on her. Looks like she's trying to carry a little bit too big of a load and just trying a little hard. I saw Coach Morrison pull her aside at the timeout and just say, hey, take a breath. It doesn't have to be difficult. Just let yourself go, and probably gave her some technical advice. He's a super technically based coach, and help her with one or two things she can think about and trust the process rather than worried about the outcome.
Pretty cool if your head coach has connections to the Olympics, and A&M's Jamie Morrison coached Team USA in the Olympics as an assistant. Helped the United States men's team win gold in 2008 in Beijing. They won silver in 2012 in London, and then in Rio in 2016 took home the bronze. I don't know if you can argue with Coach much when he's got that kind of resume.
Well, and the interesting thing is, you know, he's on the men's side. So blocking and physical play, a little different level with the guys. And so he's brought that type of approach. And, you know, that's going to make the SEC better. Oh, that was a statement swing by Hellmuth. I think somebody lit a fire under them on the timeout. That's a big swing by Hellmuth. See it on the replay. Good pass, and just crushes the seam.
In between Jones and Ortega at the front line. Trailing by 6. Jones puts one down. Hellmuth. Aggies win that joust. Big hit by Piles. A&M brings it back. Robinson digs it out. Piles with the second attempt. It's touched by A&M. Point Tigers. They're the first to 20.
And Piles does a good job of going off the top of challenging Walk, the smaller of the two blockers, and going high hands, expanding court on an out-of-system swing. That's a very, very intelligent, mature swing by Piles. She's really come on as late.
Ortega authors an ace, trying to pick on Emily Hellmuth, and she can't get it back over.
Now they're really going hard after Hellmuth. And having some success.
3 aces in the match now for the Tigers. Ortega, Demps, and Kirchhoff all have one. LSU 4 points away from evening our match. LSU just has to get this one back over on their third attempt. Walk, big ring up by Hellmuth. Tigers can answer. Kazapala can't terminate. Walk pushes it across, but it's off the line. Point LSU. Not a lot she could do with that.
No, it's a difficult play, but, you know, the A&M team just has to keep the ball in play right now. They're hitting 0-37, 9 kills, 10 errors. On the other side, LSU only has 8 kills, but 0 errors.
Great job by Emily Hellmuth there. Put some heat on it through the hands of LSU's Journey Robinson on the back line.
Yeah, it looks like A&M, and typical of a men's team, is really, really focused on first ball opportunities. So serve, receive, first ball kill opportunities tend to be a little more.
A&M tries to bring that one back, but unfortunately, that one off the head of Maddie Walk, and it finds its way into the seats. Point LSU, 2 points away from taking the set.
And Coach Morrison said that's his fault. I think he had a blocking play called, and LSU set something different, so he took responsibility. Official checking with Maddie Walk because she took a ball off the head, as they're supposed to. Concussion protocol.
Service by Nuss. Ortega dug that one out. Demps smashes one on the outside. Now Robinson. Ortega with the set to Robinson. Slowed down, and another chance for the Aggies. Tipped at the net by the Tigers. Great dig for LSU's Kirchhoff. Fans are getting into it on this rally. Kirchhoff again digs it out. Dimps. LSU in system here. Ortega pushes it across. Robinson, this one's dug out high but playable. What a rally between these two. Back set on the slide. Jessica Jones terminates. Set point.
It's a really, really good job of working hard to create an opportunity. Those middle blockers have to do so much in the gets LSU to set point.
Tiger fans come to their feet here inside the Pete Maravich Assembly Center. Walk brings it back. Lednicki gets it across. Here's Journey Robinson. That'll find its way into the seats. LSU evens up our match, one set apiece. An 11-point set win over A&M, 25-14. Quite a flourish for Coach Johnson's team here in the second set.
Well, you can't play any cleaner than have 0 hitting errors in a set. LSU has not done that this year. That's the first time.
Led the league in blocking. Right now, LSU with the lead, 4 blocks to 3 against the Aggies.
Yeah, and that's a tough swing for Lednicki. That ball's left inside on a right, or on the left side with a left-handed attacker, offhand side, difficult angle.
Service by Ortega. This one will be set to Hellmuth. Bailey digs it. Dimps from the right side, finishes a little bit long. Wanted to ask you about the combo that LSU has in the middle this year with Lee and Jones. What have you seen from them, a sophomore and a freshman kind of anchoring the middle?
Well, I mean, Angie Lee is awfully athletic and can physically finish, and she can really finish. And Jones plays well beyond her years as a freshman. She just has incredible composure. Her mentality, nothing bothers her. She just goes to the next play, whether she was involved in it or not, did something well or didn't. She really, really just does a great job of staying balanced. Unfortunate for LSU, as we had no hitting errors in the entire second set, and now we have 2 for both of A&M's first 2 points in the third. And yes, passing a free ball over the net out of bounds is a hitting error on the stat sheet. Believe it or not.
Stinson will serve for Texas A&M. Piles comes away with the kill.
And LSU really trying to attack line against these guys and challenge their right front blocker and challenge the right back defender.
It looked like Lednicki got a fingertip on that one, but again, great decision by Piles. These two tied up at 2 apiece. The freshman, Remy Nuss, with the service. Blocked back at A&M. Blocked back again. Journey Robinson with a smile on her face. Oh, she put a lid on that one. Great job by Robinson.
Physical high over the net.
Nuss. That's the 4th ace of the match for LSU.
And LSU continues to go after the outside hitters for A&M. They're going to stay away, as we talked earlier. Their defensive specialist and their libero pass really well, so on their attackers to have to handle the first contact, and that's provided a real challenge at times.
Ortega on the slide. Another one for Lainey Piles. She's got 5 in the match now. And actually Jones, the freshman, comes away with the kill there.
Yeah, Jones went behind on the slide, trying to distance that the blockers have to defend, and she's awfully good at hitting off of 1 foot, has good range and good shot selection.
She came in as the team leader in blocks, but she's also terminating at like a 280 clip. So, like you said, plays above her years.
Yeah, she's a great addition, vital to the LSU lineup.
At the line and a big score through the middle.
It's a really good save by Maddie Walk. That ball's tight, tight, tight to the neck. She went up high, saved it, and was able to put the ball right in front of her attacker.
Ortega to Robinson. She'll hammer it down. LSU doubles up A&M early, 6-3, here in our third set.
Yeah, another kill down the line by Robinson. The block not quite getting to her. Able to beat the block down the line.
Jones ready to serve. That one off the hands of Ortega, and a point for the Aggies.
Yeah, that's a better swing for Lednicki. That's a better setter-hitter connection. She looked more comfortable. The passing challenges and A&M playing out of system is really affecting the A&M offense.
Service error for Texas A&M, and LSU will take it back, leading 7-4. The Aggies are being led offensively by Lednicki with 9 kills and Humphrey with 6. They started off the first set, I believe, hitting 230. That has dipped to 0.68. Trying to get back on track offensively, and plays like that to Humphrey, or excuse me, Humphrey will make it happen.
That's a faster tempo ball to Humphrey on the antenna, and she looked more comfortable, no hesitation, and out-quick the LSU block. So I would look for A&M, if they're able to get the setter to stand still under the ball and run the offense, to go quicker offensively, try and put some pressure on the LSU defense.
You said Angie Lee could terminate. That one is brought back, though, by the Aggies.
I think it hit her in the foot.
Second time's a charm. Nice job by Lee to finish through the middle.
And a really good job by Ortega to repeat her attacker. Go right back at her. Your hitter gives you a great swing, just unfortunate. Comes right back to her and lets her finish it off.
Lee, second in kills, second in blocks for LSU. Now Robinson will serve.
Again, going after Hellmuth, but overpass. Maddie Walk turns, and is able to block for the point.
Now Morgan Perkins, a 6'1 junior out of Rasharon, Texas, which is located just south of Houston. About 1,300 people in that little burg. That's where she's from. She's got the dig, and she'll come away with the assist on that.
Well, this was bumper cars on the A&M side. They're just playing so hard. Go get balls, and they're tripping over each other, and you can just tell they're not really in rhythm, not communicating early enough and well enough. But they're able to fight through and win the point.
Perkins serving again. She was all Big 12 as a freshman at OU. Robinson with that high elevation. The attacking error for the Tigers sophomore. That one finishes just past the line.
We saw no hitting errors from LSU in this last set, and now we've seen 4 kills, 3 errors, hitting 091. So a big turnaround offensively for LSU, and not in the right direction so far.
2 points in a row for the Aggies. LSU trying to take it back. Big overhand by Piles. Dug out by Perkins. The attempt by Hellmuth. Dimps, soft touch. That one's dug back out. Pushed across by LSU's Lainey Piles, and she finds the open real estate.
And we saw that earlier. The tip over the block or inside the block, really short next to the block, forcing the blockers to have to make a play, or really extending the range of the backcourt defenders.
Piles, one of 3 Tigers with 5 or more kills here in the match. A&M was able to even it up, 8 apiece. LSU with the kill by Piles takes the lead back. And now Kirchhoff. That one might have finished a little high. They attacked on it anyway. Blocked back, and that's what you expect out of Texas A&M with Kazapala at the net.
Yeah, and she looks a little frustrated. She came down like finally got that ball, and I think LSU offense has just done a good job of taking their strength, A&M's strength, their blocking and defense out of this match. Put the pressure on their offense, and their offense hasn't answered the call quite yet.
Walk with the serve. Lednicki trying to get back in action, but LSU stands tall at the net. Another block for the Tigers.
Yeah, really nice job of expecting this play. Piles up so early and strong in the air, locked out, not going to be denied.
Kept her forearms off the top of the net. Tigers come away with the point. That one's brought down, though, by Emily Helmuth.
Helmuth has a great arm, super quick, and snaps that ball down into the middle of the court when she has a seam. And Maddie Walk doing a good job of creating a scoring opportunity with a middle attack opening.
Helmuth, the Pepperdine transfer, now with over 150 kills on the season, averages almost 3%. Ortega to Jones. Nice finish.
Great pass by Journey Robinson to create that. And that rotation, they typically set Dimps, the 2-ball in the middle. That time, Ortega choosing to go to Jones on the slide for the kill.
Maybe our most tightly contested set so far. 11-10, LSU with the scant lead. Outside by the Aggies, and Lednicki gets back involved, her 10th kill.
Nope, that's off the antenna. There's an error, actually. Hard to see from here. You're totally
I see it. We're
blocked.
right behind it.
Yeah.
So LSU back up by 2. Nuss with a service error. For the Tigers, that's number 8. 4 aces, but 8 service errors. And now Texas A&M will serve with a chance to tie it up. Ava Underwood with the serve. Robinson elevates, slowed down, and Humphrey can serve it. She'll get a chance back. That's off Dimps, and we're tied up at 12.
Really nice job, Humphrey, of handling the first ball, setting a tempo for herself, and Maddie Walk recognizing she's wanting this ball for a challenge of the block kill.
Nuss to Robinson, soft touch, brought back up by Walk. Humphrey looking for her 2nd consecutive kill. Ortega sets the middle, and Jones will finish. Humphrey slipped on that attempt, couldn't get her arm out on the ball.
Yeah, it's a little damp in here, but that's a great shot. Good choice. Ortega going to the middle to Jones for the kill.
Sophie Bonifay out of Covington, Louisiana. Went to Archbishop Hannon High School in state. Serves it up.
Coached by her mother.
You had that opportunity at the collegiate level to coach your daughter. I know that was special to you.
Very rewarding, but also very challenging.
Yeah, I'm never going to coach my son in baseball, ever. I'm going to leave that up to somebody else.
Lots of positives to being part of their journey, either as a parent or a coach or just a supporter.
Now tied up 13 apiece. Logan Lednicki will serve, the junior out of Houston, Texas. Demps had a lot of power on that swing, but A&M can handle it. Robinson gets it past the block, and the Tigers take the lead back.
Nice job by Nuss of staying home in the middle of that transition. She didn't get sucked up in the middle and was home ready to set the tempo in a transition kill. Robinson, great job terminating.
Finishes in between Perkins. That one finishes high, but it's off of LSU, possibly Ortega's fingertips. Her initial reaction is, I didn't touch it, and we'll see if there's a challenge by Coach Johnson.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see the challenge.
Humphrey elevated and took it down the line. We'll see via replay whether that went off the hands of Ortega or another Tiger. If it ends up going LSU's way, it would end up being an LSU lead, 15-13 and the ball.
Yeah, this is an important call right here. The A&M side was very adamant there was a touch, and the LSU side is very adamant there wasn't a touch. So the truth will be told in video. We've talked about it previously that the SEC has a third official that reviews, that sits at the table and is able to not evaluate their own call. And the other positive in that is typically the reviews are quicker because the review official is constantly paying attention and should be able to queue up the play they're looking for very quickly. The only challenge that occurs is sometimes there are some technical difficulties. But I don't know. I see a lot of people leaning into the monitor over there trying to see what's happening. So
the attack came off the hands of Taylor Humphrey, and I've been impressed with her, the 6'3" junior out of Rutgers. She had a couple of seasons in the Big Ten, but this is somebody who averages over 2 kills per set and kind of brings a veteran presence.
Yeah, she really doesn't. She is, you're exactly right. She's a seasoned veteran. She doesn't overplay. She doesn't underplay. She just allows herself to make the play that's in front of her. And she's really trying really hard right now to drive her team, give them some energy. That her second kill, 2 kills ago, she jumped up and ran in the group and rah-rahed them back together, trying to get some drive. And there's no touch. That's a big difference at this point in the set, 15-13. First to 15 is an important point, and then we'll have the 15-point media timeout on top of the review.
That'll take a kill off the ledger of Humphrey, but she has still had an outstanding match. 9 kills, only 1 attacking area, hitting .533. Nice environment here on a Sunday afternoon in the Pete Maravich Assembly Center for this SEC matchup between the Aggies and the Tigers.
Yeah, the interesting thing for A&M offensively is Lednicki is hitting negative .077, 9 kills, but 11 errors on 26 swings. So she's very high error, uncharacteristic of her. You have to credit the LSU block early in the match, kind of took some of her first shots away, and I don't know if there was a little crack in the confidence, but doesn't seem to be swinging as authoritatively. But the positive for A&M, as you just mentioned, is their outsides are doing a pretty good job given the opportunities, and Humphrey leading the way there with 8 kills with 2 errors and hitting .400.
After they returned the point to LSU, they mistakenly gave Texas A&M the lead 15-13. It is 15-13 LSU. Tigers will have the ball after this media timeout. Be interesting to see who can finish with their foot on the gas here in the third set and take a 2-1 advantage.
And LSU in the second set was super efficient. In this set, it's more of a carbon copy of what it was in the first set. Neither team's offense performing on a super high level. Both under 200. A&M hitting 091 at this point, and LSU hitting 125.
Well, we knew coming in, LSU did a nice job defensively. Top 4 in the SEC with 14 digs a set. They average over 2 blocks, holding their opponents to a 221 hitting percentage. Right now, it's at 176 for Texas A&M. Jay Demps with the serve, and LSU picks up their 5th ace of the match.
Yeah, and they're just going hard after both of these outside hitters. Humphrey, when she's front row, and Helmuth when she comes in the front row rotations, and really having a hard time handling this first ball.
An ace followed by a service error, but that's now 5 different Tigers with 1 ace in the match.
And you have to credit their reception pattern. They pushed Humphrey all the way to the sideline, and Stinson took most of left back, giving Demps a really small window to get the ball in to Humphrey, forced her into that service error.
Tatum Thomas can draw it within 1. Robinson, that one's just inside the back line. Point LSU.
And we've seen that shot from Robinson multiple times, high, deep to the corner. Really not much defense for that when you hit it high and hard and that deep.
Robinson now with double-digit kills in every match this season. It's that kind of consistency to count on.
Yeah, no question. And LSU has to have her put up those numbers for them to succeed.
Big overhand by Helmuth.
Yeah, and you know, Helmuth, every time she comes in, she gets the first ball off the bench, and she has killed that ball in the last 3 times she's come in. So LSU might pick up on that and maybe release to her.
Robinson from the attack line. That'll go over our heads. Out of play off A&M.
That's a pretty physical swing by Journey Robinson out of the back row. My goodness.
Kirchhoff got a piece of the line. An ace.
We're going to see a challenge on this. We're going to see a challenge. The A&M bench and players were very sure that ball was out. Line judge hesitated a little bit, but
Fran, you and I are just a couple of yards away from this position. I think she got just the piece of the back of the line. She didn't get the inside of the line, the back of the line if she got any of it.
Well, it's going to be one of those, the ball compressed and touched the line, not the ball actually landed on the line. And we've seen with this new review system that the SEC has implemented this year, the integrity of that has much improved, and the opportunity to actually get the call right. You know, many review systems don't quite allow you the ability to see the ball through, and I think you're right, Garrett. That compressed onto that inline.
Second ace of the match for Kirchhoff, the 6th overall for LSU, and the Tigers up by 4 here. Trying to build off this momentum in the 3rd set. I saw that coming. Maddie Walk just with the side eye saw that open space and took advantage.
Yeah, from where we're sitting, you can see that it's coming on right there. And a great pass by Helmuth. Good sign for A&M. She puts that ball right to the target perfectly.
Tigers are lucky that they didn't do more with that overpass. Robinson hits it hard. Dug out by Thomas. Helmuth trying to put it away, and it's inbounds off the Tiger block. Wow.
And again, Jess Jones is just being a workhorse. She is doing such an incredible job of getting there, closing, and Ortega setting the block well. Oftentimes the middle blocker gets to credit Helmuth.
Big finish there by the junior, Lednicki.
And you see the high deep corner shot, cross-court deep corner from Lednicki. That is the shot to hit when you're not feeling comfortable and don't have a clear pathway straight to the floor.
saved by Underwood. Now the Tigers trying to mount an offensive attack, and they do off the block and then off the hands of number 6, Stinson. Point LSU.
And Demps goes high hands off the block and extends the court. Middle back unable to come up with a positive touch. It's a great get by Underwood to fight through that play. And a high hand swing, really LSU in a great spot.
Tigers with a 4-point lead, and we're 4 points away from closing out the set. But again, from the outside, nice job by Humphrey. She's been very consistent today.
Yeah, great shot. 4-to-4, cross, zone 4 to zone 4, cross court, sharp. Putting the pressure on Robinson to also play defense when she's front row.
Ortega to Robinson. Point LSU. Journey attacking near 300%. Sends that one just to the left of Lednicki and keeps it in play. Bonifay almost came away with an ace, but Robinson cleans it up on the poor reception, and LSU is at set point.
Yep. And the story of this set is absolutely the serving of LSU to the right people and the inability to handle the first contact. They just absolutely have them in a funk. And passing is so much mental. It's a confidence, it's a control, it's a mentality that I have control of the ball. And
Humphrey has that slow down at the net, but it finds an open spot right on the attack line. Point A&M.
Yeah, and Maddie Walk did a good job of getting to that ball. And you see A&M's gonna do the double sub, flip in a blocker for Maddie Walk on the front row. And Margot Manning comes in on the back row for Lednicki. This is a blocking sub, taking your setter, a smaller setter out and putting a 6'6" right side against Journey Robinson on the outside.
Etal Lapio, a redshirt sophomore out of Omaha, Nebraska. A&M looking to close the gap on the Tigers. Demps gets it across. Manning set is good. The finish by Perkins.
And that's the offense that A&M needs. Morgan Perkins involved in this offense will make her more active on the defensive side. So look for her to make a run, whether they finish this or not. Perkins may have just gotten into this match.
2 points in a row, but Angelina Lee is there in the middle to stave off their rally. And now set point for LSU.
And we talked about Angie Lee's ability to finish offensively. She's on the setter, takes off a 1 foot, working hard to get to the setter, able to finish. Great job by Angie Lee of closing the gap.
Demps with the ace in the net for A&M, and the Tigers take a 2-1 lead over Texas A&M by a score of 25-20. Don't go anywhere, folks. A thrilling conclusion is on the way between LSU and Texas A&M. This is the SEC on ESPN.
Getting enough opportunities with the first contact to spread the offense, and as Coach Morrison said, that's what has to happen for them to succeed.
Logan Lednicki, Taylor Humphrey, both with 10 kills apiece. They started off with an ace. Nice showing by Ellie Stinson.
And Stinson is vital to this team. She passes. You know, LSU has really stayed away from her with where they serve, and she just serves a BB down the line.
Second ace for the Aggies. Tigers have 7. Here's the slide by Jones, and LSU evens it up early. The middle blockers trying to get involved on offense for Texas A&M. Afena Kazapala has 3 kills. So does Morgan Perkins. Perkins terminating at a much higher percentage, though. She has not made any errors.
Yeah, but just not enough opportunities for them.
Nuss will serve. Goes again to the back corner. Lednicki puts this one down. Great vision as she elevates and scores.
And Underwood poached the ball from the front row passer and gets them in rhythm. And you look for your libero to take as much court as possible and poach as many first contacts as they can. Great job by Underwood.
Back set to Jones. Lednicki dug it out. The setup to Robinson. Slowed
Great
down.
block touch.
Second opportunity, and she gets it down just in front of Ortega.
Yeah, and oftentimes your block doesn't terminate, but it slows the ball down and keeps it on your side so that you get a free ball opportunity. Nice job by A&M to have a little more fire as this 4th set starts.
Lednicki with the smile, her team up 3-1. This one set forward for Dimps and got it over the block, and it found a place on the floor.
And they've really scored a lot, tipping over the top. The LSU game plan is to throw the ball over the top of the block, as we've talked about, and that has been a very successful offensive option for LSU against this Aggie defense.
How valuable do you think it is for Coach Johnson to bring in a player like Jay Dimps, who spent a couple years at Wisconsin, won a national title, was in Final Fours, to bring that kind of veteran presence in?
Yeah, the understanding of what it takes to win a championship and how hard you have to work and how much you have to be a student of the game. I think all of those things are positives.
Blocked by Perkins at the net. I think one of her braids got tangled up in Lednicki and pulled her hair.
Just got stuck together a little bit, and you want your block together, but not by that means.
Not that close.
Yeah.
So 4-2, Texas A&M with the lead here in a set they have to have.
And they're coming out, they're much more assertive to start this 4th.
The service error by Lednicki.
A challenge from Lednicki behind, she's a very good server, and she's just short arming that ball and getting a little tense.
Dimps will serve. She's a .282 career hitter. Walk tries to push it over. The back set to Humphrey. That one gets through LSU's middle of Lee and Robinson.
And then you see Perkins, and we talked about at the end of the last set, maybe that was a turnaround for her to be more involved in the offense, and you see A&M wants her to get the ball, take the pressure off the outsides.
Tatum Thomas, second on the team in aces with 13. That's a service error for her. Point LSU.
And 2 service errors in a row for A&M. Not what Coach Morrison would like to see.
Robinson will serve with a chance to tie it up here in the 4th set. Walk goes to the outside. Dimps digs that one back out. Fighting for the joust in the middle. It'll be a point for the Aggies.
Yeah, and Piles is in the net. Coach Johnson checking on Demch, took that ball, hard swing off the head.
Three service errors in the last 4 serves for Texas A&M.
Yeah, it's hard, you know, just as we talked earlier, the team that plays the cleanest is going to succeed, and A&M's cleaned up portions, but then another area gets out of control for them.
Maybe a little on-the-road jitters. Here's Emily Helmuth, and she'll put it down from the outside. The junior out of Dallas. This time to Piles, and that one finishes long. Not touched by A&M. Point Aggies.
Yeah, and a true hitting error. Challenge the touch.
So the second challenge by Coach Johnson, she won the initial one. There was a lot of traffic in front of that ball that it could have touched somebody with. I think that's a valuable challenge.
It may have gotten the touch. Not sure I saw it from where we sit, but camera angle will be a whole lot more effective. Certainly as a coach, you try to read your team's reaction and you try to read the reaction of the opposing team, whether they look guilty or not. And A&M side, the middle certainly did not look guilty, but right side looked a little guilty, so LSU might get the touch on this.
Tiger fans here at the PMAC having a nice Sunday afternoon for SEC volleyball.
And their Dig Pink match, they recognize the breast cancer survivors in between the set break, and have two players on the LSU team whose moms are longtime survivors, Maddie Martin and Lainey Piles' moms. That pretty fun to recognize them, that they've won the battle and are in remission.
It was really touching before the match. They showed a video of all the LSU players saying who they were playing for, whether it was a grandmother, an aunt, just a friend. A great touch by the LSU creative crew to put that together for this match.
No question. And, you know, everybody in the world has somebody that has been touched by cancer. And, you know, we all fight for and with them and understand their journey. It's a pretty long review here, Garrett.
Want to make sure they get it right here in the fourth set. An attempt by LSU from the outside went past a couple of Aggie defenders, but it finished long. The initial call was that it did not make contact with the maroon and white.
Our review official is Chris Laird, longtime volleyball official and coach out of Florida, and he's certainly very diligent and will make sure that he uses the technology to the best of his ability to get the call correct.
I think you literally know everybody in volleyball, and I love that. You know, I love that the relationships are there. I mean, if you look back far enough, Jamie Morrison and Tanya Johnson worked together at Texas. You know, everybody ends up spending time with each other and just kind of growing this game.
Well, this sport is, you know, we all think our sport's different, but certainly I believe this sport is different in the connectivity that everyone has. And, you know, to see this sport gain the notoriety and the attention that it has, with arenas filling up and attendance records being broken, it's so rewarding to know where it started, and for LSU to celebrate 50 years in this time is really fun.
I remember as a student, the first time I came and saw one of your matches, maybe 99, 2000, and Jill is like the leading hitter for you, and all the players that have come through and have just populated this program. It's been fun to see it grow.
It really has.
It ends up staying a point for LSU, for A&M.
And the signal was inconclusive, so I don't think they had the right angle, or they could not see whether there was an actual touch or not. The referee, down row official, has several. The play is confirmed or it's inconclusive.
Maddie Walk will serve. Tigers kind of out of system here. Piles has it blocked back at her. And Texas A&M up by 4.
And I don't know about you, Garrett, but I feel a difference from the A&M side. There's more energy, there's more cheering, there's more positivity, and the flow seems to be coming. And LSU, out of that last long replay, has kind of stagnated a little bit. They're going to have to make a play here to regain some momentum.
Tigers have brought in A.C. Freilich, fresh
there
legs.
It is.
How about Jessica Jones with another kill? Jones now an 8th match with 4+ blocks, her 4th match Pretty impressive showing by her.
Yeah, Jones is, you know, for a freshman, putting up the blocking stats that she is certainly very impressive and a testament to her discipline.
She leads all players in the match with 8 total blocks, also has 5 kills, and is attacking at a .231 clip.
Helmuth is slowly working her way into a more efficient match. She was hitting negative for a while, now at 9 kills, 5 errors, 32 swings, only at 125, but she's building.
Texas A&M trailing 2-1, but they have the lead here in the set 4, 10-6. The Aggies have won 3 in a row, all in SEC play. They beat Missouri at home at Reed Arena 3-2. They went on the road and beat number 24 Auburn 3-1. Really kind of ran away from those Tigers. And then they were in the road October 9th in Oxford at Ole Miss and won that 3-1. As you can see, LSU will take on the top 25 Florida Gators October 20th, a noon Central start. A Mike's Kids Club day here inside the PMAC. Again, we were talking about how talented the
match scores just show you just don't know in the SEC. It's truly a free-for-all.
Big finish by Taylor Humphrey. She's one of 2 Aggies today with double-figure kills, led Nikki the other. Journey Robinson has done the heavy lifting for the Tigers. She leads all players in the match with 16 kills. Freilich bumps that one back up. Robinson sends it to the back line. Big finish by Kazapala. And for her to get involved on the offense could spell trouble for the Tigers. She hits over 375 coming into the match. Texas A&M's lead grows. They've got LSU doubled up, 12-6.
And Freilich in the rotation for Piles. Coach Tanya Johnson looking for a little influx of positive contact, and Freilich just not quite able to get past the block.
Stinson, who's second on the team in digs, will serve, but she's made just 1 start. Freilich gets her first kill.
Much of Stinson depends on what rotation they start in. She has a spot in the rotation. If they start when she's on the back row, she'll start the match, and if they start in another rotation, she'll come in when her rotation goes to the back row. So awfully hard to figure that out when coaches are looking for match. She's a vital part of this A&M ball control and serve receive pattern.
Nikki has that one blocked in inbounds by Journey Robinson.
Yeah, and LSU's just really loading up and going physical and early against Lednicki. She's over early and able to hold long enough and strong enough, push that ball into the court for the kill, the block.
Second serve coming up for A.C. Freilich, the 6'1 sophomore out of Lafayette, Louisiana.
Freilich has been a positive spot for the LSU Tigers. She's played right side, she's played left side. She's versatile, and she knows how to win.
Humphrey from the outside goes after Freilich and wins that duel. 14-8 now, A&M.
Yeah, Humphrey likes to throw when she gets inside, likes to throw that ball. She's done it a few times to the corner. LSU defense needed to rotate early and be ahead of that play, but Freilich, not typically a back row sub, as we see Nuss come in for her.
Underwood serves, brought up by Journey. She'll get it back. Blocked down on LSU's side, but kept alive. Lednicki from the right side, terminates. The Aggies up by 7.
And Jones got faked and reached outside rather than reaching straight over where she was, and gave Lednicki her straight line, straight cross-court kill.
Soft service. Ortega to Robinson. Contact off Lednicki and out of bounds off the Aggies.
And when Journey challenges the block high, she's having really good success.
Maddie Walk. Back to Humphrey, who splits a pair of defenders for the kill.
And again, you see a faster tempo ball to the outside that Humphrey's able to score on. Doesn't allow the LSU block to form in front of her.
Let's go, Tigers!
Ortega, one more time to Robinson. They go at the back against Stinson, and Robinson puts it down.
Really nice job. Faster tempo to Robinson there, not allowing Perkins to close that block.
Tough to see what was coming there by the Aggies. They faked it an offender and then just brought it down from the outside.
Yeah, that play is called the gap go. So the middle blocker goes to the 3 zone and is up early, and the outside goes over the top of her, and the setter gets to choose based on what they see the opposing blockers are doing, which to set. And it's a great play, awfully difficult to defend.
Block by Texas A&M.
And you see the A&M side taking off offensively, just as we saw in set 2 for LSU. A&M 11 kills, 2 errors on 18 swings, hitting .500 in this set. And LSU 5 kills, 4 errors, 16 swings, hitting .062.
What a match by Taylor Humphrey. She leads all Aggies with 14 kills. It's the 4th time this year she's had double-digit kills framed up, the first time in 6 matches. So something about playing LSU, she's found success.
Yeah, she's doing a good job. And Maddie Walk is creating for her. As this match has gone on, their connection has gotten better and better. But I tell you, the inconsistency in offense for both sides has got to frustrate both coaches. You know, you want a level of sustainability and consistency, and this has been a roller coaster offensively. And I wish you could say you could credit the opponent's defense, but that's really not happening. Although LSU's blocking is a surprise, and they have really put some good numbers up blocking, but it's really their inability of both sides to handle serve, receive, and first contact. So credit the serving of both teams, getting each other out of system and making it really hard to score offensively.
Maddie Walk with 34 assists in the match, 44 total for the Aggies. They come back out on the floor with the lead and the service, 18-10.
Yeah, A&M at their point scoring average for SEC, 16 points they've scored in this set. And again, you want your libero to take as much court and poach, if you will, for the outsides to free them up and allow them to go do the next contact.
Thomas, a lot of air under that one. Robinson takes a whack at it.
Yeah, and they're going to make that call.
A lift.
Yeah, it's a point of emphasis, and he made that call on one of the first plays of the match, if you remember, against A&M. And when that ball is that far off the net, you have to get your hand off the ball or just snap it in the court.
Journey Robinson, 2 kills away from her 7th 20-plus kill match of the season. Misses out on one there, but it's brought back down by the Tigers as it collides with the net.
AC Freilich coming in for another run through the front row in the position that Piles has been playing. AC certainly capable of being a terminal left side attacker.
She's 6th on the team in kills with 67 this year. That one's blocked out of bounds.
Yeah, and LSU's blocked just late against that attack.
Texas A&M, with a nice record this year, does not often lose the third set, which they did here to LSU. When they do, they're just 1-2 on the year when losing the third set. They're trying to put themselves in position to come back in this match. Walk, sets through the middle. Kazapala puts it away.
Yeah, and Walk's trying to get her middles involved. She's really good at finding her middles in transition, and Kazapala hits the exact right shot into the seam of the block.
Nice serving by Morgan Perkins, just got it over the net.
And A&M driving the ball at the net tape. We've seen them miss a few serves doing that, but they want to drive the ball across the net between the top of the antenna and the net tape.
The back set to Angie Lee. She'll put it away.
Really good run by Angie Lee. Good shot selection. She gets out there early. Ortega finds her for the kill.
LSU trailing by 9 here in the fourth set. It would be an uphill climb to come back. Emily Helmuth from the outside. And set point coming up for Texas A&M.
Helmuth has slowly gotten better and better and showing more pace with hand on ball than she did early in the match.
Maddie Walk serving for the set. Freilich has it blocked back. Tigers can handle the heat. Freilich down the line, it's in. Point Tigers.
Yeah, got the touch off of Lednicki on the right side.
Tigers trying to do it one at a time. Helmuth has that slowed at the net. Jones, that one's brought back. Violation against Lednicki.
Yeah, double contact. If the ball stays on your side, that is illegal contact. But if it's going to the opponent, it is still called a double contact.
Walk goes across to Lednicki. Dug out by Ortega. Dimps from the outside. Blocked at the net by Kazapalo. The feed to Freilich. Dumps it over the double block. Lednicki puts it away off of LSU and Dimps. And we are tied up at 2 sets apiece. Texas A&M wins the fourth set by a score of 25-14. Don't go anywhere, folks. Our Sunday matinee will come to a conclusion after this. LSU 2, Texas A&M 2. This is the SEC on ESPN.
Needs to remain balanced.
Most of the other stats are fairly well balanced. 9 blocks for the Aggies, 10 for LSU, 7 aces for the Tigers, 4 for Texas A&M.
And the story will be who plays the cleanest in the 5th set. Regardless of what the match has been before, who can play the cleanest is always the team that wins the 5th.
Tigers trying to improve to 4-4 in league play. A&M trying to win their 4th in a row in SEC action.
They go after Helmuth.
Slowed down at the net by Piles. Dimps from the outside, and the Tigers take the first point.
A really nice job by Lainey Piles of slowing down Helmuth's swing, allowing LSU to have transition offense for the kill.
Dimps with 7 kills. She might be your answer for who comes away with a couple of extra swings to assist Robinson. Kazapala through the middle. Nice quick feed, and she puts it down.
I think A&M's going to try to go through the middle if they can. Maddie Walk loves to set the middle if the middles are available and the first contact gives her the opportunity. Look for them to really establish their middle early in this fifth.
Stinson put some heat on that one. Hemmings tracks it down. Piles will get it over. Walk at the net. Feeds led Nikki. Slowed down by Piles. Dimps from the right side finds the open corner.
It's a great shot by Dimps. She's had made a living cross court, cross court, cross court. In the fifth set, opens it up and hits high deep line. What a great shot to choose in that situation.
Piles at 6'2" will serve. Walk in the net. Goes to Humphrey, and it's an attacking error.
Nice job by Piles of putting the pressure on Humphrey to not only handle the first, she gets the second or the third as well, unable to execute. True hitting error.
Walk through the middle. Great dig out by Hemmings. Keeps LSU alive. Casapalo, though, puts that one short of LSU's Piles and gets the termination.
Yeah, and it's a nice job of Walk of repeating the attacker. Great dig by Kirchhoff, and then she goes right back at her again. See, the A&M staff is working really hard helping Maddie Walk decide who to set, what to run.
That went into the double block of Texas A&M. They read it well, and Jones is denied.
Yeah, and that's a short set by Ortega. Didn't really get the ball out to her, to Jones, to be able to terminate. The block gobbled her up.
2 points in a row for the Aggies. They've tied it at 3. Robinson with the big elevation. That one would have stayed in bounds. Saved by Bonifay. Can Humphrey put it away again? No, she can't. That one's wide of the line. Point LSU.
That's 2 true hitting errors by Humphrey in the fifth. Just have to find her rhythm and tempo.
But still, all the credit in the world to her. The reason that we're in this fifth set is a lot of it due to her.
She's carried the load. Stinson was trying to poach that ball, but Humphrey wasn't going to let her.
Through the middle to Angelina Lee. Walk, dug it out. Tigers keep it airborne. Huge finish by Lednicki.
And if we remember that play, if LSU succeeds, they would have gained a great deal of control because A&M was having a hard time to get out of that rotation. Lednicki gets them out of the rotation, and now we see Manning coming in to set and a double sub.
Margot Manning, the 5'10" sophomore, had a team-high 38 aces as a freshman. Robinson on the set, blasts that one over the Aggie bench. Point LSU.
And worth the risk for A&M to try to get something in front of Robinson with Ital on the right side, but she doesn't push her far enough cross court.
It's becoming a habit for LSU's Journey Robinson. Now 7 matches this year with 20+ kills.
And on the LSU side, you see the double sub coming for LSU with AC Freilich coming in front row and Shea Brentmeyer coming in to set. She was the hero Friday night against Oklahoma, came in crucial situation. Her first time in a match for LSU comes in, helps them to the victory.
1 point advantage for the Tigers. Here's Robinson from the outside, goes after Humphrey and comes away with another point.
And that's a big swing.
breach of Kazapala at the net, and Robinson found a way to get it past her to the right and got the termination. Bruntmeyer. This one slowed down. Freilich pushes it across. Blocked at the net through LSU's middle. A&M keeps it alive with a savvy dig. Lee didn't get the best feed, but she put it away.
That's a pretty amazing fight by Angie Lee to make something out of a really difficult situation. Super low, got that off of her elbow.
I mean, didn't get full extension at all. Is that an old baseball saying? I don't know.
That's a every sports saying, I think.
Got it into that back corner, and LSU leads for a set high, 7-4. Humphrey looked a little frustrated there with that big, powerful swing. It gets blocked back down. Point LSU.
And there's the benefit of the double sub. AC Freilich blocking on the right side rather than Bailey Ortega comes through. Great job for the LSU staff staying in the double sub and giving Freilich a great matchup against Humphrey, who has been very successful. So changing the max jump has affected Humphrey's ability to score.
Great composure by LSU players at the net. Full extension, kept their forearms off the top of the net. You never saw it move. They've got the Aggies doubled up here, 8-4 in the 5th set. Bruntmeyer with the service. Right-handed freshman just gets it across. And who puts it away but Journey Robinson? The lack of reception there on A&M's part creates a scoring opportunity for the Tigers.
Yeah, it's been the story of the match for A&M. They just have not handled the first contact very well. Credit LSU serving. Gonna challenge a net. It's a good timeout.
Coach Morrison can't take the challenges with him, and it's a chance to try and slow down LSU, but also potentially to come away with a point and steal some of LSU's momentum.
And you might as well try. Nothing to lose. As you said, can't take them with you. So the end of this match, with this a 5-point advantage in a shortened 15-point set. The LSU side just has to control their side. They don't have to make the big play. They just have to play consistently. They can't get frustrated or flustered if A&M makes a couple of plays. On the other side, A&M's got to side out and score twice to get right back into it before LSU gets to 12. Have to close this gap really quickly to have a chance to get it at the end.
Nice start to the season for Coach Morrison and Texas A&M. They won 9 of their first 10 in non-conference play. They've won 3 in a row in league play and are trying to climb the leaderboard in the SEC. They're trailing here, though, to the Tigers, 9-4 in the 5th set.
And Bruntmeyer changed where they're serving. They did not go after Humphrey. They went after the big side of the court where Underwood is passing literally almost 2/3 of the court by herself.
Bruntmeyer, the freshman from Abilene, Texas. Walk, back set, swooping in is Lednicki. And that cuts into LSU's score.
And that's a good in-rhythm swing by Lednicki. And Coach Tanya Johnson electing to stay in the 6-2.
A service error for Texas A&M, and the Tigers are the first to 10 here in the 5th set. For Lednicki, that's now 13 times this year. She has 15+ kills. She leads the A&M attack. Robinson takes a deep breath. All SEC as a freshman. The sophomore lets it go softly over the net. Lednicki trying to take charge and does so.
And I would expect her to get as many balls as possible. See if she can put this team on her left arm and carry them through.
Morgan Perkins will serve. Her team trails by 4. LSU trying to be in system here. Piles has it knocked back. Second attempt for Laney. Little misdirection by the Aggies. And the attacking error for Texas A&M. LSU back up by 5.
A difficult situation. The location of the tip from LSU put A&M in a really difficult transition opportunity. And there, again, leads to an unforced error.
The service by Kirchhoff and the finish through the middle by Jones. The elevation, and Jones against a single block is going to put it away more often than not.
Yeah, the overly able to finish as she should. You get those opportunities, those balls should be point scoring opportunities for you. The efficiency of LSU in the 5th set is controlling this outcome. 7 kills, 1 error. You know, you can't play it much better than that. Certainly not giving any points to A&M, making them earn what they get. And the inefficiency of A&M, their inability to score and be efficient on their side offensively, has created the 6-point gap.
For the LSU Tigers, next week they have just 1 match. They will take on Florida here on October 20th at noon on ESPN2. Nice national window televised for the Tigers. The following week they're on the road twice, at Auburn and at Georgia. Both those games are on SEC Network Plus. Texas A&M's got a big match coming up after the LSU. They take on Florida, Arkansas, and then they are at Texas to close out the month. Might have a few fans in the building in Austin that night.
Maybe a couple. I think they have a few fans in that building all the time for volleyball. 2-time national champs, they deserve that.
Talk about the 5th set for LSU. They're attacking at a 400 clip while A&M is sub 100. But the Aggies are still hanging around. 12-6, LSU with the lead and the serve. Hellmuth raises up, blocked back on A&M's side. Second attempt by Hellmuth. Same result. Nice dig by Walk.
Nice job by A.C. Freilich on the right side for LSU.
Robinson puts it airborne. Freilich comes back to LSU's side. Robinson from behind the attack line, soft touch. Just got it over.
Surprised that ball didn't go to Lednicki.
How about Jessica Jones, the freshman in the middle, coming through.
It's a really nice job. Freilich and Jones putting up a wall against these Aggie attackers. And for the first time in the match, pretty crucial point, Molly Brown comes in.
Walk, cross court to Hellmuth, slowed down by the Tigers. Into the net, and they can't dig it back out. Point for A&M.
Maddie Walk finds a way. Put a point on the board.
Ella Hemmings comes back in for the Tigers. The DS will be on the back row. Former Gatorade Player of the Year in Louisiana. Tigers agonizingly close to a 5-set win over Texas A&M. This one's off of Freilich's hands, out of bounds. 2 in a row for the Aggies.
Good leadership by Robinson in that huddle. She just grabbed everybody and said, hey, we just take care of us.
Walk will serve, her team down by 5, and she's got an ace. 3 in a row.
Hemmings having a hard time handling that deep serve. I think we see Kirchhoff switch in with her, and then we see the timeout. Match by no means is over. LSU just needs to regroup, and see A&M has grabbed the momentum. See if they can maintain it. But they're certainly in a position that they have to play absolutely clean. And it starts at the service line.
LSU has won 2 of their last 3 against Texas A&M, but the Aggies got the victory last season. A&M has had pretty good success all time against the Tigers, and good success in this building, but LSU in position here, up by 4, needing just 2 points to close it out.
Yeah, and the evolution of this LSU team, not saying this match is over by any means, but their ability to rise to the occasion in the last 2 weeks has been impressive. They're getting better and better. As you would expect, the young players gain experience and the connectivity continues to get better and better. But Friday night was a good example of them beginning to trust and believe in themselves, and then they step on the court today, and they're doing the same thing against a very talented Texas A&M team. What LSU has done to them is they've just taken them out with their serving, and it's as simple as that.
Texas A&M 13-2 on the season. The Tigers 11-6. In this 5th set, LSU has been led by Journey Robinson with 3 kills and Jay Demps with a pair. Logan Lednicki with 3 kills. Kazapala with 2 for the Aggies. Texas A&M
comes in and handles that.
With the serve. Out of the timeout and a big finish by Journey Robinson. Match point coming up for the Tigers. That will prompt the final timeout, I believe, by Texas A&M.
I think he's making a challenge. He's judging whether it's, I don't know if it was a net. I didn't see the signal, but using it as a timeout. Break momentum in any way possible.
Pretty nice showing by Journey Robinson in today's match. 23 kills for her and swinging at a .327 attacking percentage.
Yeah, you can't be much better than that. That's 5 hitting errors. That's 1 hitting error a set. That's more than the coaching staff could ask for out of Journey Robinson today.
Robinson this season has twice had 28 kills. She did it against Maryland and did it against Florida International. She has a new SEC high with 23 today. Let's see if the Tigers can close out A&M.
Look for this ball. They can have their choice of where they're serving. Let's see what they do with it. Go at Humphrey again.
Blocked at the net and put down through the middle.
Molly Brown comes through. First run in the 5th set for her on the court, and does a great job of cleaning that ball up at the net, scoring for the Aggies.
The Tiger fans on their feet inside the Verovich Assembly Center.
And Stinson has gone on a couple of runs in this match. She's capable. But she also served out a couple times.
The setup to Jessica Jones, and LSU defeats Texas A&M 3-2 on a Sunday afternoon.
What a great win for this young LSU team. Texas A&M team, great record. A lot of great players on that side, but just could not get on track with first contact and into their offense today. And credit LSU with just staying the course, not letting a roller coaster offensive day bother them, and just find a way at the end.